So here's an amazing quote from Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde by Robert Louis Stevenson from the chapter The Incident at the Window. Loads to say about this, but let's focus on the very best. First and foremost, this part of the quote, "the smile was struck out of his face," is clearly a metaphor. You can't actually do that. But the fact that the power is taken away from Jekyll himself, it is being done by some foreign being. Now, we know that that's Hyde within him, but we also see that he hasn't got control over it. The character he once was has been struck away, has been struck off, has been killed by his inner demons. Also notice the harshness, the violence of this action is emphasized by the sibilance. The smile was struck out of his face and succeeded by such abject terror and despair. All that sibilance highlights the perhaps sinister nature of Hyde within him, but also just emphasizing the harsh attack of his inner demons on his outward countenance. Next, notice the two emotions that replace that smile. It's a stark juxtaposition to go to such abject terror and despair. Now, on first looking, these words seem to fit perfectly, but it's interesting that terror here is more extreme than just being frightened or fearful, especially with that modifier abject, complete. Next, with the word despair, this doesn't quite marry up, and it seems a sadness or a hopelessness has been caused here by Jekyll realizing that Hyde has now finally taken over and he can never return to the man that he was. And this quote is so good that we still aren't done yet. We've got a third point to make. So actually you should question whether this is one paragraph or perhaps 2 paragraphs worth of writing in the exam, as froze the very blood of the 2 gentlemen below. Now let's deal with the obvious essential point first. The metaphor of the blood being frozen shows that the very merest appearance of Hyde is so unnatural that it kills the nature or the life around it. Utterson has been completely stopped dead in his tracks by the sign of Jekyll being taken over. But wait, there's more. Why on earth does Stevenson choose to use this noun gentleman? Why not use men? Why not use pair? Why not use Utterson? Why not name them? Is this a sign of the traditional Victorian gentleman that Jekyll once was, that he ironically wanted to move away and now is so far removed from that ideal and can never return? Think of the levels here with the fact that they are below him. So there you have an amazing quote. Now remember, what you've got to do in the exam is be able to see this, spot this, and pick out all those different features, completely pull it apart and decide for yourself what you need for what paragraph. I honestly think this could easily be 2 separate Peter paragraphs in your exam, and you would get all the marks you possibly need for all the terminology, for the inference and the effect of Stevenson's language, and perhaps even the point about the gentleman is moving you into that perceptive column. This is the kind of thing you need to be doing.